Hello. Good morning. Is it morning? Is it good? I don't know. Bad day? Yeah, why not? Have that be it. Give me a moment, chat. I'm gonna get my fursuit out. Cause you guys love Maverick. Maverick! Is my room clean enough? I don't know. Probably not, but who cares? I'm here. This actually would be pretty good because if I end up wanting to record a video directly after I stream today, I'll have basically my background all set up for fursuits in the back. I just need to figure out what I'm talking about today. Because truth be told, I'm motivated, but I have no clue what it is to discuss. What a nightmare it's been. That my day, what is the saying? My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Yeah, it's pretty par for the course. That's actually pretty much a basis of my existence. I don't know what I'm talking about. Sorry about me, chat. Anyhow, how are you guys doing today? Happy Friday. Not Happy Friday, or Good Friday. Good Friday is a different time of year. Happy Friday in the sense of you made it to the weekend. I'm proud of you. Let me get my VTuber set up just in case I start crying and I'm like, yeah, I can't see you. Let me cry. I can't let you see me cry. I'm ugly. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe you don't want to see that. I just don't want to see it in public. But hello, everyone. Hello. Let me get these stream notifs out and, yeah. Oh, there we go. My VC face activated. We're good to go. Is it me or is the music a bit too loud? I don't know. Maybe it is. My internet is trying to fight me right now. I'm trying to fight me right now. Me fighting myself. Actually, isn't that just all of us? We're all just fighting ourselves. Fighting against our insecurities and worries. Ooh, we're really getting that deep, aren't we? Just starting out stream right. Look, hey, we'll probably shift gears in a moment. There we go. My VTube model's all set up. Because here's the thing. Got a couple of options for what we can do today. Could go over that furry game award thing people wanted me to do, or go over at some point. We got Brock the Investigator, and that's really it. that's all I got. Oh God, wow, I really don't know what I'm doing here. Oh jeez. But hey, at least good news. I made it on time. I'm on time to my own stream. Isn't that great? Like the fan art B-roll, it's a nice touch. Thank you. I want to keep doing it. I have to, I gotta really update it at some point soon, too. Because I would very much like to keep adding to it. It's just a whole chore. It's so exhausting to do. Not that it has anything to do with the amount of fan art I get, or the fan art itself specifically. It's just implementing it into OBS is such a pain, because you're gonna have aspect ratios that don't fit the right way. So you're going to want to adjust it all to being the same, give or take, square box ratio. But even then, you got to export it, you got to add it to a folder, and sometimes that folder doesn't even load correctly in OBS. So it's mainly an OBS problem. That's half the problem with my life. But I hope you guys are doing well today. Hope you're having a good Friday. I have nothing new to report on my end. Besides, hopefully new video this Sunday. It's not going to be the one I was expecting, because I think the review or recap of the Furry Detectives episode 1 is going to take a little bit longer. But hey, you know, just means we have hopefully a double upload next week or something. Also, it's like 3 weeks till Megaplex. I am not ready. I have so much I still need to do, but I've also just been so proactive of getting what I need done, so that's been pretty good. I haven't seen anything about Indigo Park Chapter 2. I still only know to the extent of chapter 1, to be honest. Game Awards, one seems fun actually. Game Awards. So the Game Awards going on right now? What's going on right now? I don't know what's going on. I'm just here. Also, all my friends are playing the Battlefield beta, and I do not have a code for it. I gave my code away, so if anyone has a spare code they want to give up to let someone maybe play the Battlefield beta, which I don't know if I'll ever get to it tonight, because I'm thinking tonight's a VR chat chill kind of night. I don't know. That's kind of the reason why I gave it away, too, because I'm like, I'm not going to use this tonight. I'm going to use this tomorrow night. I'm going to use this, like, never. Maybe Sunday, because tomorrow I actually go to a party, which I'm really excited for. I get to go out. I get to go outside and socialize and meet people. Well, meet people is subjective, but talk to people, socialize. Also, hi, Kev. Thank you for the 4-month resub. I greatly appreciate it. Boy. Hope you're doing well. Can we get some life jackets, beta 8 hearts, and all that chat? All that jazz. All that jazz. That's the saying that I used to say back when I lived with JT and Echo. Echo was just like, hey, you say this a lot. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, you say all that jazz a lot. I don't know, man. My vocabulary is weird. I don't know how to fix it. But thank you for the resub, though, Kev. I greatly appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. You sick again? No, I'm not sick. I mean, sick in the head, maybe. Not to that extent. It's kind of like a bad mental health sort of day. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and be consumed by my inner thoughts. I'm going to vent that to my live stream. So, honestly, though, I kind of just wanted to do this to do more of like just hang out and chill and distract myself from usual mental spiraling. Because it's like, I've gotten better with it. But it's also like, don't really have a lapse in that. So can just focus time and efforts elsewhere rather than sit here and ponder what the next video is, because I have all sorts of ideas for videos that I want to do or talk about. I could do more Awustria based videos, I could do my recap for Awustria, I could do the random ranting on the AI stuff, I could talk about what I guess the current new drama topic is in the fandom with regards to like industry plants or people that come into the fandom for the sake of clout and that's it, and they kind of come in as in, to some extent, corporatize the fandom. I don't know. That's a whole... I don't even know where the fuck I would start with that. That is a can of worms I don't even know where to get into. I don't even know where I would even begin. But it definitely, I feel like, begins after COVID. Ever notice that? How, like, post-COVID furries... Not all post-COVID furries. I know some of you have been very, very lovely and are just here to vibe and have a good time. But some post-COVID furries are kind of... They're the same kind, like I said in the last stream, they're the same kind of people that if we were both in school, they would be bullying me. Unironically. And pretty bad, too. So it's like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? What are you doing here, silly? Not you guys. You guys are lovely. Which, thank you for coming by and hanging out. I really don't have many big plans today. I just kind of want to hang out and yap and... This is more of a me stream, if that makes sense. Not in a bad way, or it's all about me, but just kind of need this for me. Anti-furry content? I don't know. It's not really much anti-furry content. I could go over at some point. You know, maybe that would be kind of fun, doing a reaction to all the anti-furry videos, which really there aren't many, at least from like the compilations from years back. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just a guy with a weird life jacket kink thing. I don't really know anymore. Whatever the fuck you call it. But anyways, I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you have some good plans for this weekend. Hope you're up to do some good fun stuff, or at least get some good rest on your end, because honestly, we all kind of need it at some point. I personally always said that since the furry fandom has gotten bigger, this allows for more bad apples to start pouring in and spreading mean stuff around the community. I mean, that's just kind of going to happen with anything that gains traction. Gotta remember that as much as, like, the furry fandom is niche, it's not too niche. It's not niche for a specific franchise. It's based on an affinity or interest in something that's just kind of a part of culture and, like, the internet. And I guess an art form to some extent. It's really weird. It's very interesting. It gets into the category, or I guess subjectiveness of like, what is the definition of the furry fandom for some? Because everyone comes into it with a different meaning or sees it as a different form. Some see it as like a safe space. Some see it as a way to get away from corporate greed or corporations, or to kind of break out of the status quo, the norm, and, you know, be free and weird, where it could be all of those things combined. So I don't know, a lot of what's going on social media has me feeling a bit, not in a bad way, I'm just like, oh. So much tea. So much tea, chat. I mean, this is tea. This is just Arizona tea, so don't worry. But I hope you all are doing well. Not really any big plans besides new video this Sunday.
Maverick's feet.
And then finally got to rendering the VOD for the second panel, by the way, which the first panel, whatever I did, what was it called? Oh yeah, the content creator panel that I did at Woostra. That is officially up on my Boodles channel, so go and check that out. Part 2 to that, or the second panel, should be up hopefully sometime next week. Still trying to figure that out, but regardless, I'm getting to it when I can. I've just had so many projects I want to get going and get into the works and finish up, figure out, so, you know, it's one of those that just takes time. A lot of things take time in general. Also, hi, Snibbs. I hope you're doing well. Meowdy howdy to ye. Pipe bomb, you think I can afford that? Think I can afford that? Oh... But either way, really no big plans. I don't know what to really talk about or get into. I haven't really had anything go on with me besides I've been a slave to the machine to some extent. I did a little bit of meal prep the other day. I finally found a good routine for me of like using my Tuesdays or Thursdays for a lot of meal prep and cooking. So yesterday I made a lot of like my egg bites that I do, marinated chicken, cooked that up, cleaned the veggies that I went grocery shopping for, and that was really it. And then sometime this weekend or next Tuesday, I end up cooking up the veggies, so... Yeah, I'd say I'm doing pretty good with the meal prep stuff. It's a lot cheaper in the long run, and it means I get to go out less and less, which is better for me. Because I'm not exactly the most appealing person to go outside, so there's that. I'm good. Hubby got 2 Whataburger sandwiches for 75 cents. Oh my god, that sounds awesome. God, Whataburger really needs to come up north. It has only really ever existed whenever I visit, like, maybe FWA, but mainly TFF. It would be so good if they just came up to the East Coast. That and Sheetz. I need a Sheetz out here, okay? Sheetz is good. It's good. Or a Wawa. Really anything. Really anything. I haven't finished the Furry Detectives yet. I haven't even watched the second episode. I was thinking about watching that tonight or something and doing some sort of, recap review of it. I also don't know what to expect from it, but I think that's pretty good at the end of the day, because it means that I just get to go into it with no expectations besides the precedent, or I guess vibe that I was left with, the impression that I was left with for the first episode. So I'll have to see how that goes. I know that all the episodes are out at this point, and I'm very behind with getting to everything that I need to with it. So, you know, I want to get to it. It's just a matter of... It's a lot of fucking work, man. So much shit to do. So much I want to do, but I gotta mix that with, like, stuff that I need to do to some extent. I gotta be responsible and adult. Pretty much the theme of adulting for me in the past, give or take, year or so, now that I've been a lot more, I guess, mentally sound, emotionally matured, is like, there's never enough time in the day. I've realized that I have so much shit that I need to do, so many priorities that I need to focus on. I'm like, oh wait, I only have so much time that I can focus on this shit. Well, that kind of sucks. But you know, do what you can. Can't wait until my brain develops when I turn 25. I will say this, as someone who used to be so gung-ho and, like, incredibly emotional about shit that happened on the internet, or shit that I saw online. I don't know if I've just been through too many traumatic experiences of it, induced on my own end, or I've just kind of matured, but I just do not have the willpower or mental fortitude to care about that. Or at least for me, I've decided, because, you know, the entirety of the internet with a lot of what I guess what gets people to click on things is like negative stuff, or like, focus on the negative few things rather than the majority of the positives. So for me, I've just been focusing on the glass half full, taking that approach through life, and that has honestly helped a lot more. So yeah. Can't even be bothered these days, still just be childish. Yeah, that's it. I mean, there are some, like, very interesting discussions to have from it that I love turning into videos, not for the sake of, like, making it content, but just, like, talking and having, like, a discussion that's palatable. That's more of what it is for me. It's less about the process of, like, ooh, juicy drama, I gotta cover it. No, it's more like, oh, this is interesting to me, and I want to discuss it in a way that is constructive, but also critical, but not too critical, and not hopping on it for the sake of it. It's really weird, you know? It's really, really weird. I hope I leave that impression at the end of the day of, like, the latter point. Just, I think things are neat, and I like talking about it. Regardless of whether people like that subject or not, I guess. I don't know. It's really weird and fascinating for me. Ever had an interesting in-game development? In-game development? I don't really know anything about game development stuff. I had plenty of friends who got into that in engineering school, and I just did not pay much attention to it. Because it just, I was too busy with my own classes and trying to pass those. Which is actually what I've been going through pretty much the past week, is all my old notes, like scanning them, taking pictures of them so that I can store them on my hard drive, and like my whole Google Drive that I have for all the notes, tests, exams, everything that I took from my time at school, in engineering school, so that like friends can use it if they want to, or if anyone really needs the notes. Granted, a lot of it is just like random math and project work and whatnot. And it also helps because I have this whole like bin of like physical notes. It's better to like kind of transcribe that online rather than just have it all physically, and it saves space. So that's kind of the plan in the long run. Which I actually needed to do this weekend because my folks really, really needed me to empty out the closet that was in my old room, because they just needed to install some shit in there. So worked out that way. Worked out a lot better. Differential equations, I don't know how I passed that. It had a lot to do with matrices. Or was that linear algebra? I can't remember. I took diffie-qs. Differential equation. I took that right before I left for a Quadifer, back when I went there in 2019. Oh, that was pretty fun. Good times. Damn. Really good times. Matrices was both? Oh, good! So I don't remember jack shit about any of that. Not that that really would matter, I think, in the long run for what I would need. I mean, if I needed to learn it or remember it, I'd just go back to my notes and relearn it. Because a lot of the stuff that you remember, sometimes it's, I don't know, in the back of your head. Sometimes it's more of a case of you just need to have it remembered. Usually you don't need to remember stuff for diffie-qs, I feel like. At least in everyday life. I don't know. I started playing Cyberpunk 2077. Hell yeah. I'm glad that it's pretty fun. I didn't even know there was any sort of furry mod for it. I know plenty of games have like furry mods and whatnot, but I don't really pay much attention to any of that. I don't know. I know today at some point I would love to try out Brock the Investigator, courtesy of the creator of the game who sent me a code, so very, very grateful for that. And maybe we'll make a high YouTube moment from it. I know that I've actually had some very interesting high YouTube moments recently from like these streams, so might give that a shot down the road. Who knows? Who knows? So yeah. Was able to repair my Jet Creations inflatable dough. Well, that's good to hear. I still need to repair a bunch of my inflatables, because a lot of them have like holes in it, or I guess decay with time. So I gotta send that back at some point. But it's all like so expensive to do. I'd rather save money on like whatever else I have, or need to pay off, or need to do in some point. Because I know something's gonna happen where I'm gonna need money for a rainy day, you know? I'm gonna need money for a rainy day, so I know that saving the money that I can. Let's not eat out. Let's take care of our body. Let's work a little bit harder just in case something happens. And then also Megaplex coming up, which I'm really excited for. It's gonna be a really, really fun time. A bit nervous about it, as usual with any furry convention, with like what to expect or what's gonna happen. I think it's just because I've been so... Truthfully, I've been a little overwhelmed with my position. Not to say that I'm ungrateful for it or undeserving, or I guess I felt a little undeserving with, like, imposter syndrome with it, but it's more the point of just, like, it's a lot, and it's, like, one of those where, like, each new con is, like, a new experience, and it gets progressively bigger and bigger and bigger, not just the con, but, like, sort of being this. Not that that's a bad thing, it's just, I'm figuring it out as I go along. So if you're worried about being nervous or being awkward or weird around beta, trust me, beta is thinking about all sorts of different end results of how it's gonna go and worrying so heavily about how much of a dork or weirdo he's gonna end up being, okay? So don't you worry. Beta is just as awkward and nervous and socially not great. So there's that too. But yeah, I'm really excited for Megaplex. I think that's gonna be the next big thing that I'm working towards for now, besides the projects that I have. Which for projects, I guess the only thing I've been, like, heavily working on right now is my little rant video that I might do at some point, going over the, I guess, abundance of AI that I've seen very present in, like, the furry scene. Which I know a lot of it you can't really control, because some people are just, I guess to preface the whole discussion of, like, why it even happens to begin with, it has to do with just wanting the end product, which usually for folks is just, like, pretty art piece of character. They're not looking to really create anything or say, I made this. They're just looking for some end result of something that's, like, horny bait or hot, sexy character. That's really it, you know? So I get why, to some extent, people do it there, but it also is so contradictory to the main, like, essence of what the furry fandom is about, which is creativity. You know, it's being creative, creating something, putting something out there into the world, more so genuinely. And I think the one thing that I want to add on to it with that whole discussion, honestly, is, like, the abundance of just lack of genuine content or genuine personality put into things. And that's what AI kind of adds to in time. Because it's not personality-driven, it's personality-less, and I think that's what's more so needed to fight it. That's why I've also been very keen on helping people get started with content creation for, like, streaming or YouTube stuff, which I'm always happy to help anyone who really needs whatever help they need. Because it's like, anything to combat the ingenuity or non-genuine nature of the landscape that is either YouTube or, not really Twitch. I haven't seen any, like, AI Twitch stuff, luckily. I'm painting my nails right now for a rave tonight. What color are you thinking for Megaplex? I don't even know what I'd paint my nails. I haven't barely even trimmed my nails. I had to trim them. They're not looking great. I think for me, when I do go to Megaplex, I'll do some sort of, like, very vibrant... What do we have for colors? I've got, like, my usual green that I could do. I'll probably end up doing, like, my shiny blue color, because I think that would be very, very fitting. I would go with, like, a yellow or orange for, like, the whole life jacket thing, but it just doesn't really work for my fingies. I've tried it before, and it just doesn't really hit, you know? You know? AI has made me appreciate even bad art because I know someone really put effort into it, even if it sucks. That's a brutally honest approach to it, but honestly, I think that's also valid in some ways, you know? I think it's just going to make people appreciate, in some ways, actual, genuine art. Because that's someone creating something, putting effort into something. Even if it's objectively bad, which I don't even like saying that or even considering that, because, you know, it's you putting yourself out there and you really trying with the skill set that you have. It's all going to ebb and flow. It's never going to be a straight line to success, and you're never going to immediately, you know, be the best artist out there. So, you know, all it comes down to just understanding human nature. I think that's what I've really kind of wanted to focus more on with what I discuss in my videos, is just more of, like, the philosophical, like, very humble approach that people are people. Humans are humans with emotions and feelings and all that jazz. But yeah. But yeah. Are you gonna get a custom inflatable of your persona? Probably not. I would love to get a line of, like, life jackets through, like, an inflatable company that I could maybe sell or do some sort of marketing thing with. I don't really even know what I would want to do for merchandise going forward, because honestly, I think what I want to shift my gears towards, instead of just focusing on merchandise for what I do with, like, stickers and plushies and dockies, like, I want to get those all done and over with, and I think what I want to focus on, and this is actually something that I did recently, I want to start doing some more, like, paid promotion or promotional stuff in my videos to advertise and promote furry businesses. So, like, the one thing that I did literally today, I worked up the courage to do it. I reached out to Angie Paws, the stockings, programming socks, arm sleeve company who does all that, and see if they would be interested in working with me for, like, some promotional thing in a video. You know, just to kind of get the ball rolling, to advertise and promote a furry business. I reached out and asked them, so we'll see how it goes. And I think the worst thing they can say is no, and that's okay. So honestly, I would absolutely love to start doing that in the future. I totally get a docky of Beta or Maverick. I do have a docky of Maverick. I'm just trying to get it from my, I guess, supplier, whoever did it. So hopefully I'll get those soon and I'll be able to sell those and go from there with those. But it's been a process. It's been a lot that I've had on my plate that I need to really just take the time to do every time. But yeah, either way. Also, hi Thomas, I hope you're doing well. And Kate, thank you for the super chat. I greatly appreciate that. Fursonas with human hands and feet? Nah. I mean, that's the whole thing of breaking the magic. You can't break the magic with your fursona. I mean, honestly, you know, I was just kind of thinking, if there was like a fursona version of Mahito from Jujutsu Kaisen, with his like whole domain expansion with all the hands and all that showing up, if there was a furry version of Mahito doing the domain expansion, would it be hands or paws? And I think it would be paws. And honestly, I'd prefer that at the end of the day. If I'm being entirely honest, I'd easily prefer it. You know, we love paws. We love my paws. We love Maverick's feet. You guys love Maverick's feet, don't you? I don't know where Maverick's feet are. Oh, they're up there, actually. I have to organize all my fursuit stuff, too. It has been all over the place.
Maverick's feet.
Exactly. There's Maverick's feet. Exactly. Absolutely. I don't know what I'm on about anymore. I apologize for my weird fucking iffy nature, but hey, you know, if you enjoy it here, that's all that matters. But how you doing, Thomas? Can we get a shout out for Thomas in the chat if we have any mods here? I love Angie Paws. They make good products at reasonable prices. I agree. I love the stockings that I got. And that's kind of like why I want to work with them too, because like I've actually worn and bought their stuff. And honestly, despite having the stockings and arm warmers for like 3 years now, it's still in good quality. Like they still look amazing. So honestly, I'd love to work with a good, genuinely good product. Not to say that others aren't. I'd love to work with other providers and makers in the furry space, but it's just a matter of really knowing who wants to work with you and who doesn't, because it's all been a gamble recently. That's what's also kind of sucked in my position. This is more of a beta cope moment, but I've had a bit of a struggle with trying to gauge, you know, with other creators and other suppliers, or I guess businesses in the furry scene, who likes me and who doesn't. Because I will tell you, as much as it could be just like a regular, like, oh, you know, we're not interested in working with you, it's almost never that. There's a lot more of a charged nature of it. People are very conceiting as it is. And harbor these very, very bad feelings towards you. At least that's been my experience with it. So it's like, for me, it's more of a gamble, because it could be just like kind of poking the bear with reaching out, but you don't know that. And that's been like the gamble of my life recently. I'm like, oh, I gotta figure this out, but also like, I'm an adult, but you can't expect others to be the adult too. That's what I've learned very quickly. So yeah, that's been my sort of struggle cope recently. But it's not to say that I don't want to work with other furry businesses. So, hey, if you're a furry business owner and want to work with me, feel free to reach out. I'd love to do something in the future. Not necessarily looking for anything, just want to help, you know, advertise, get the word out for other creators in the space. Because there are plenty of people, you got to keep in mind, that do not have Twitter and do not have furry social media and might not be able to go to cons, but they still want to get stuff, but they don't know where to look. So that's why I want to help with advertising. I love that everyone has a different energy. It's always a different vibe. I love it. It's so, so nice. That's the benefit of being a furry. You got such a wide range of, like, vibes, niches, or aesthetics. Like, for me, a lot of my aesthetic, even if it is not in this stream, is a lot more of, like, beach-themed, life jacket, floaty, water safety theme. You know? So it's a little different. I like it. And that's the case for, like, everyone else. It's always going to be somewhat different. I'm a normal person, but I still love furries regardless of who they are. I'll take that as a compliment. It's just like... Do you have a Pinterest board for your sonas? Okay, I gotta ask also, what exactly is Pinterest? What is Pinterest? I don't know what you're supposed to do with a Pinterest account, or what it is supposed to be. What is the purpose of that platform? Because half the time I have seen Pinterest brought up, it's usually something that's a scam, or like something that's stolen. At least from me. I don't know what a Pinterest is. As someone who has been in the online sphere for so long, it was so intimidating to get into it. Is there an online list or resource for where to find furry businesses that's not Twitter? Honestly, I don't know. That would be a pretty good, I guess, resource in time if people wanted to make something like that. You know, another catalog, like, you know how you have, like, what is it? You have Fur Track, you got fursuitmakers.com, you got all that. You got furryconventions.com. We're looking for furry conventions. It's just like so many offhand websites. I think just having like one hub would honestly be really good for everything. But also that's a lot to manage, and also you don't want to have everything all in one. So it's like, yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Also, let's see what you sent me, Salsa. Sorry, the message board, not the message board, the chat box is unscrollable on my end, so I have to look ever so slightly at everything. Ugh. Wait, where's the chat? Huh? Is it only showing follows? That's weird. Okay, so it only showed follows there. What the fuck? It's not showing chat. I can't even read the chat messages. This sucks. For once, the Twitch chat is not working the way it should. That's a bit saddening. Let me go to my Twitch real quick. I'll scroll up now. What'd you send me about Pinterest? It's basically like photos you like and aesthetics. I have one for salsa and I have 700 pins in it. It's just photos uploaded to it. Oh, so it's just like a photo board. Just to like pictures that you like or post pictures you like. I mean, that's different. I didn't show him redeems. I'm sorry, Dragon. It should be showing redeems, should it not? Yeah, I do have the notification box going, and the alert came up for everything. Should be good. I think. Let me see. I'll do a quick redeem real quick. Oh, visually it's not popping up. Why is that? Oh, it's because I have a whole other source? Yeah, okay. So the visuals don't show up. The audio should. I just fixed it. Apparently it's in another folder of mine on OBS. God, everything is such a fucking mess. Nothing ever works the way it's supposed to. No. I'm getting an art piece done from a friend who commissioned Shinobia on FA and X. I don't know who that artist is, but it's pretty cool. They sound notable. So there's that. But yeah, nothing really to report on my end. I feel bad. Half the time I'm streaming, I have nothing new to talk about. Nothing new on my docket. Live a pretty simple life of making the next video one after another. Constantly recording. I guess what I am in the, market for is some more editors. If anyone has any editing experience or knows any people who do editing, I'm looking for shorts editors, YouTube video editors, All that jazz. All that jazz. I'm feeling pretty good after the last con. Last con was really, really good. I still have to do a recap, proper video of Awustria, which will probably be a later project. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to do it as, like, my next big video, because I've had so many other projects on the back burner. Like, I've wanted to go over the CSI Furry episode, which that is still in the works. It's still a video that's taking a long, long while, and it's going to be, like, an hour plus for a video, so it's gonna be a lengthy one, but it'll be a good one at the end of the day. I'm really, really excited for it. Also, I hate the fruit flies too, don't you worry. Or the gnats. Gnats are fucking everywhere. I've had nothing but, like, all these little traps of, like, basically this, like, fruit fly trap. It's filled with apple cider vinegar and what is it, dish soap? Because apparently it attracts all, like, the fruit flies or gnats and they get stuck in there, so yay! That looks like a dog toy. It is the opposite of a dog toy. The exact opposite. But other than that, haven't really known what I want to do next. I'm thinking about maybe doing a series on, like, examining furry bait characters at some point. And then, like, ranking the furry baitness of the characters. Could be something pretty good. Thought about it because it means that I get to once again talk about Deathwolf. My love. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. Imagine pool floaty themed Angie Paws socks. Honestly, they should probably hop on that. I think they'd love that idea. I don't know exactly what their process is for designing something, but I would not be opposed to some sort of I don't know, life jacket, Beta Ada Delota collab design thing. I don't even know if that's really a thing that I'd want, but wouldn't be opposed. How much does a furry head usually cost? I mean, depends on the maker. Depends entirely on the maker. I feel that part of the fandom is growing recently, as it should. People want to be big and round. People want to be big and round. I mean, I haven't really paid much attention to really anything. I've just been so exhausted. So exhausted with all the work that I needed to do. I think even tonight, I'm like, I'm kind of torn between what I want to do. Do I want to go over the next episode of the Furry Detectives, or do I want to do a ranting video on AI art? Can't do both. I only have so much voice in me before it just dies out. Also, hi... Wait, where'd you go? What the fuck? What? Did you delete your own message? Oh, you did delete your own message. That is an abhorrent message. You know what? Never mind. You made the right decision. God, that's awful. That's scary. Anyways, hi, Rush. How are you doing? Have you been playing the Battlefield 6 beta? How has that been going? I haven't played it yet, because I also just have not I haven't felt like gaming all that recently. I don't know. Maybe I'm depressed. Like, if I haven't had much motivation or drive to do anything but, like, that internally. Is that depression? Is that what this is? I don't know, man. Look, I'm gonna talk to my doctor about it. It would probably be important. Or therapist, but I don't know when that next session is. Well, I gotta figure that out. So much to do, chat. So little time. Again, the main theme of adulting. Maybe biased towards Furry Detectives since that wrapped up. That's fair. I mean, that's the thing, too. You gotta keep in mind how, I guess, popular was it? Because I know a lot of people love comparing it to, like, how it's gonna how it had the effect of the CSI Furry episode. That was, like, lightning in a bottle for its time. It wasn't good, but it was just perfect storm, perfect time for a disaster to strike, if that makes sense. So, as soon as it did strike, it was like the one opinion people had about furries, because that was their first impression with it. So, you know, when things shifted, and I guess now, even comparing and contrasting, like, first off, this is on AMC Plus, where, like, AMC Plus, I've never, ever used it. I'm only using it just to watch this series, which even then is so niche and specific that, like, I don't know how much traction or viewership it's getting. So it kind of really depends as well, like, not just what the opinion of that is for the takeaway of how much it's gonna make or break the fandom's opinion or the opinion towards the fandom, but also just, like, so far I think it's just okay. It's not bad or good, it's just a little concerning. I think people were rightfully distracted by the itch stream situation, but also I'm not on Twitter anymore. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's also true. I know that's a big thing, and I've wanted to discuss that, but I don't exactly know if it's too late to discuss or talk about with the whole furry visual novel thing. I don't know how effective it's been or not. I mean, I even went to check on the itch.io site, and apparently core progression is still there. But it's just people are concerned if it's going to get taken down or not. So I think it's like kind of older stuff. I'd rather talk about more prominent things. Get back on the good flow, if that makes sense. But yeah. I've got really nothing else to talk about. Wow, that's a first for me. God damn. God damn, I really do suck at this. God damn. But yeah. Just honestly been on the constant grind. That's it. That's really it to report on for me. Maybe I should switch gears to what I'm really focusing on, too. Like, I have had all sorts of other projects on the back burner, like my cleaning for fursuits and stuff. Maybe I could do that differently. I don't know. I don't really know. Want a sneak peek what you bought at a Woostria? No, I'm good. Thank you, though. I didn't even really buy anything at a Woostria. You're built like a web developer? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's about right, to be honest. I ain't no prize at the end of the day. I'm not suspiciously wealthy, nor am I suspiciously attractive. I mean, hey. Yeah. Well, thank you. I am quite thick. I'm working on it a little. Singapore Con? I haven't really heard anything of that. Are you just suspicious? Yeah. Pretty suspicious just in general, I'd like to think. Let me see, what can we do now? I'm actually kind of curious about that, the furry gamer war thing. People wanted me to go over that at some point. And I said I would if I hit 3,000 likes on that video. All of this is just looking through, like, fandom entries on, like, a wiki page. Why is there, like, 6 different chapters of this? You know how, like, you know how this is, like, when your teacher says it's 3 questions on the homework and the questions have, like, 10 to 12 parts each? Like, that's what I'm looking at right now for this whole furry gamer war thing. It's still going and I'm still scrolling. This is all just one big roleplay session. That's all it is. And my page is riddled with ads too! Even better. Even better. Furtrek picks a Maverick? I could. I think, honestly, I want to save that for another time, though, just because I went over Furtrek recently, and I know it's definitely not as much as Levi's was. Because Levi was a much more public, open fursuit that I've worn more recently, which would line up more with when Furtrek was made. With Maverick, I highly doubt people have all the pics from before. So, like, the Furry Game Award, yeah, that's pretty much it. Furry Wars. 2018 TikTok trend. God, good times. Back before COVID. Back before everything went to shit. I mean, it still isn't shit if you think about it. If you think about it. Nothing's really changed. Can you say my name? No. Oh, no, I don't think I will. That was when I got into the fandom. I mean, that's why I say, you know, just because the whole thing of joining the fandom post-COVID, people have, like, iffy things about. Like, it's not subjective to everyone. It's not applicable to everyone. I just know there's been a trend recently that people have noticed, or I guess have become suspicious about, with people joining the fandom recently, either already having a hot fursuit, all these followers, having like an OnlyFans thing going, being attractive, and, you know, joining it for the sake of clout or attention. I don't really know, man. Social media is always going to be a boiling pot of shit stew. What is my saying? Same shit, different hole? Yeah. Yeah. And I know that's a pretty big trend or discussion point recently with the whole, you know, keep furry weird, don't sanitize it. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. It's also interesting to see the people talk about it and parade it around. The same people that have brought me down for being too weird, supposedly. Would this be a rules for thee, not for me situation? Very interesting. But again, I'm not someone that really likes to be petty about that. I just take a note of it. And it's like, if they need anything from me in the future, no, you don't. Or also, sure, I'll help you out with that. When I do the exact opposite, that borderline sabotage is what they want. It's like, yeah, oh no, it didn't work out. Oh, that's a shame. Sorry about that. And it usually comes in the form of people asking for help with like stream stuff or YouTube stuff. Like, I'm very... The sad thing that really sucks, I wish I wasn't as aware of how people act or behave around me or have talked towards me. Because if someone shit talks me and they directly say it towards me, I will remember that. I will absolutely remember that even years later. So when they come to me later and they pretend it doesn't happen, they pretend it didn't happen and they want to be like all nice, want to ask for something, I always remember, sadly. That happened... ironically, at Austria. And I had to play dumb, and I'm like, I'm really not that stupid. People play me for being really dumb. I'm really not that stupid. I'm very aware of this shit. So whenever it does happen where they want like help with something, especially YouTube stuff, I'm giving the most bare bones advice. Or something that would just downright sabotage it. Because it's like, oh no. Oh, it didn't work out. Oh, that's a real shame. Oh no. I know. I don't know how people can be so two-faced and they pretend like you don't remember it. Bitch, I remember everything. Not you, Salsa. You're wonderful. You're lovely. But like, I'm just saying towards the people that do that shit. I'm like, bitch, I see that shit. I'm not stupid. I've been a furry through school too. You think I haven't been hazed or flamed or bullied beyond belief? You always remember that. Just because I didn't use my engineering degree doesn't mean I didn't get through it. Or remember things. It's just a shame. It's just like... Because see, that's the thing too. And I've actually been doing that as a form of like... self-reflecting. And really going back. And even talking to people that I had been shitty to. In years past. And it's been like years later. Like out of the blue. I'd like reach out to people and be like, hey. I remember how this happened. I'm sorry about this. I've grown and changed now, and I realize this was wrong and this is bad, and I apologize. And that is, for me, been kind of like my own therapy. They're very therapeutic for me to kind of go and talk to people who I had wronged, instead of being like, oh, whatever. You know, because that's just not right. I feel bad about how I treat people, even if I'm remembering or realizing later that I was shitty about it. But it's just, the opposite happens for many. And they think they're slick with it, too. It's like, oh, honey, that just makes you look even worse. I'm sorry to say, it just makes you look even worse doing that two-faced shit. Not around me, you're not. And I can almost guarantee, because it happened at Austria, it's gonna happen at some point at Megaplex. It's absolutely gonna happen. And it's like... I don't know if it's just a point of me do I call people on their shit when it happens? Do I like not? Most of the time I opt for just waiting to see what happens. It's just so weird. It's so strange. I wish I didn't remember just about everything when some people don't remember at all. Exactly, Tech. I wish I could forget some of the things. Like, I can remember very specific things that you might not know about. That you might not know about, or you might be questioning, what the fuck? Why does he remember that? Like, I remember the first time I met, you know, like Kyle or Mujira or something specifically. And I remember this was like 2018 Anthrocon, 7 years ago. I remember very vividly everything that happened, timeline-wise, of how it all went down, and how I had a conversation with them till like 3, 4, 5 in the morning. And I went back to catch up with friends, and then we walked back to our hotel, found 3 people in our room who we didn't even know, and we decided, fuck it, we're gonna go to bed. Why do I remember that? Why is that such a niche little thing that I remember? And it's just, it really fucking sucks to remember that, because it also has to do with some of the traumatic or sad stuff. I'm like, that also sucks. In some ways, I kind of wish I was stupid. Being the bigger person is the best option, but never forget what they did or said. Yeah. I will say this, being the bigger person really fucking sucks at times, too. You gotta be the bigger and more respectful person. And a lot of times, you end up getting shafted from it, okay? I get that. It fucking sucks, but you'll have a lot more self-respect for yourself in the long run. And I've definitely realized that. And that's another thing, too, that I realized, is, like, whenever there is, like, a shitstorm of things, you feel like things suck or you're beaten down. The one thing that matters is, I know it's such a stereotypical thing, but I saw this from, literally last night. I was not really doing well after a video I recorded, and then just some shit happened. And I was, perchance, scrolling through TikTok, and I saw that someone had reposted an old Toonami. Like, remember Toonami? I had just missed Toonami. I'm so sad. I miss it so much. I wish I had experienced that at the time when I was going through, like, early adulthood, like, high school and shit. I wish I had, because someone had reposted an old, like, Toonami bumper, which was more of a motivational, inspirational one, where it's like, hey, you know, sometimes in life, you know, things don't work out, or you keep getting beaten down, and life keeps beating you down. What matters is that you get back up and get back in there and keep working, because that is how things can make a difference or change. And, like, I know that I'd have to probably play it, but I don't want to play it because, you know, copyright stuff and YouTube. But, like, I had watched that and, like, cried, because I'm just like, oh, it's hitting hard. It's hitting hard. And that's true, you know? Despite all of the retaliation, all the negativity, all of the roadblocks and things that beat you down, what matters is you get back up. That's what matters. That's what matters the most. It is really hard for them to be the bigger person to some, like, 12-year-old online that sole purpose is to make you angry. A lot of times I just kind of realize, like, you know, like, in all due respect, I also just don't have the time for it. Not my child, not my problem. You know, they'll learn one day. It's not my responsibility to help them learn. Which, you know, has also been a very, actually kind of cathartic thing, to some extent, on the opposite end of it, that I realized from a video that I recorded last night. I actually did go over the article that Peach sent me about how the football player from whatever Texas Christian University, I think it's what it was. I mean, name is self-explanatory. Is or isn't a furry based on some post that was made that they may or may not have made from some fursuiters at a convention, which at the end of the day, it was an edited photo. They didn't actually post it to their socials. But in that article, talking about this, they had referenced specifically my YouTube short. My YouTube short about what is a furry, explained in a minute or less. And they had basically defined the furry fandom in as accurate of a description as you could from someone looking into it. So this was an example where I kind of realized, oh hey, they had learned from something that I had did, or done, or made. And they're not even a furry. And honestly, that was That was really cathartic and helpful. It kind of helped reassure to me that I'm doing pretty good. And I just have to keep watching or keep doing my thing. Keep focusing on what I'm putting out there. Also, have a good night as well, Saul, so thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. What are your thoughts on a Woostria a few days later? I'm not probably going to save up for another European convention. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Also, Robert, it is very rude to talk about viewer count. Again, I turn off viewer count because I'm just here to interact. I'm not here to focus on, like, the statistics or analytics of what I'm doing. I'm just here to chat. You know, it's very rude to point that out. And a lot of other streamers wouldn't appreciate it. They'd probably go for the ban immediately. I'm just letting you know. It's quite rude. And I feel a little bit disrespected, personally, as I'm kind of just trying to sit here and chat. You know. Even the whole thing, too, if I hear a lot of, like, oh, you fell off. Oh, I fell off. Good! Good! Think I want to be here? I mean, I do. And I'm going to be here regardless because I enjoy what I do. But it's like, who cares? Who cares? People are going to fall off eventually. That's the whole point of it. That's the whole contradiction that is content creation that you see on YouTube too with the whole 1 of 10 thing. You know, like 1 of 10 comparing videos. It's supposed to make you want to keep making better and bigger videos that outperform the previous ones when that is not viably possible. It's just not possible to do. You're never going to keep growing bigger and bigger. Some things will eventually end with time. And that's okay. You had a good run. If I've fallen off, cool. I'm still enjoying what I do at the rate that I do it. And I'm having a good time. That's all that matters here. I'm having a good time chatting with you guys. That's why I wanted to stream today. Not because I wanted a certain amount of viewers or anything. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. I could have done anything fucking else today. I could have gone and jorked it. But no, I'm here at like 8 p.m. on a Friday. You know? Like, that's really it. I am here because I'm having a good time. And I enjoy your guys' company. And I enjoy these conversations we can have. You know? But yeah. Also, thank you, Dragon, for the 300 bits. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you. You're good soup. Thank you for letting me know about the alerts, by the way. I didn't even know it just wasn't showing on the screen. I guess I need to reorganize a lot of my sources that I have on OBS too. But again, another thing that beta hasn't taken care of yet. I had that on my car window roll down. Fuck yeah. You know what's great about it? Whoever heard it is probably going to forget about it within like 5 seconds or has already forgotten about it. So don't you worry. That's another thing too that I've seen online recently with like furry. Have a good time, have fun, be weird like no one's watching. Because a lot of time, even if people are watching, they're going to forget about it. They're going to forget about it or it's not going to matter. Because they're going to have their own focuses. And if it matters to them so much, well, that really sucks to have so many other insecurities going on or so many other unpriorities, you know? That's what I kind of realized, too. Like, looking back at some of my photos from a Woostria, I had, like, walked across the street, went out and about in a maid outfit holding my fursuit, going to and from the con in my life jacket. You know, even on stage, being in, like, my big inflatable life jacket, yeah, that's naturally weird, and people probably have questions about it. I don't care. You know, if anyone wants to talk to me about it, I'm an open book. I'm welcome to discuss it, but I'm not going to sit here and focus and worry about what people might be thinking. It's too much work. It's too much work. I used to do that where I worried so much about what people thought, and it's like, you can't control that. You cannot control that. And so for me, just kind of focused on me. Focused on what I can do and what I can enjoy. And that's why, looking back at the photos, I'm like, damn, I was unapologetically me. I walked across the street with a maid outfit on. I got up on stage in my weird full-body, one-piece life jacket thing that people probably think is a weird fetish kink thing. It has its nature to it, but not necessarily is. And you know what? I'm glad that I lived my best life. I used my time that I had to the fullest. And that's why, for me, I left to Woostria not feeling regretful, but feeling genuine. Rush, sweetie, honey, dear, Dookie check, don't worry, I did that before. Hey Rush, are you gonna be on VR tonight, or are you gonna be doing Battlefield stuff? What are you gonna be up to tonight? What are you doing? Also, hi Rush, and also thank you Revamp for the $2 super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Jorkin, it doesn't get you paid. Normally speaking, but for me in some ways it does. Which that is a whole other video that I actually might want to record after this stream, discussing the whole, you know, NSFW side of furry, because I am an adult creator too. Just, you know, separated as well as you can. All my VR stuff back so I can start doing VR with y'all. Wait, do you not? Why don't you have your VR stuff? What happened? What happened? What happened, Rushy? You can tell me. But yeah, you know, you got a good point there, Revamp, and I do appreciate the super chat. I'm just getting another iced tea because these teas are actually pretty good. We love me some iced tea. Opinion on Nirvana. Don't really listen to Nirvana, but every time I hear something about Kurt Cobain, it's always something amazing. Like, I think the last thing that I learned about or saw online was how, like, at a previous concert years back, how he saw, like, someone in the audience, like, inappropriately touching a woman in, like, the audience as well. He, like, stopped the song and, like, kicked him out. Like, that was... Love it. You love seeing that. You love seeing stuff like that. Not the guy, but Kurt, you know, standing up for business. Standing for business. Or not standing for business. Whatever the saying is. You know what I mean. W. Kurt, I know. That's the thing, too. Like, I've been going back and recently with, you know, Ozzy Osbourne's death and passing. Rest in peace, a legend, first off. Been going back and appreciating his previous works. I'm like, damn. I love his stuff. I love Randy Rhoads' guitar solos, too. Those are so, so good. God. So good. Standing on business, that's what it is. Also, hi, July. Hope you're doing well. Hope I get to see your face at Megaplex. Megaplex is going to be a lot more of a chill con, so I'd love to see you. Love to see you. Well, I will say as well, even though it wasn't more of like a talk and chat sort of thing, I'm glad we did have the moments of running into each other at FWA. It was nice seeing you in passing, here and there. I will say that. Lovely, lovely bean. We love July. We love the month and the husky. I do love the month, personally. I just feel like it passed by way too quick because I was in Austria. And also, I forgot to say as well, thank you, Axel, for the tier 1 sub. Greatly appreciate the sub and support. Enjoy the life jacket emotes, the floatiest emotes on Twitch for a whole month. Can we get some life jackets and beta hearts in the chat? As someone who's been watching your content for a long time, I figured it was about time I subbed to you just to show my appreciation. Oh, I appreciate it, Axel. You don't need to show your appreciation. I appreciate it regardless. I'm just glad that you enjoy what I do. That's what I've loved too. I know a lot of folks are just kind of like silent observers. They enjoy what I do, and that's what, honestly, as long as you get some entertainment from what I do, even if it's like 5 seconds, I'm content and happy with it. Because that's what I want to do at the end of the day. You know, I want people to find some relatability or some comfortability, some comfort and enjoyment from, like, someone who's just trying to put themselves out there and be genuine. Also, hi, Biscuit Fister. I like saying your name because you're the Biscuit Fister, and Biscuit Fister is a lovely name. I'm sorry people mistake you for many, many times, but I'm sure you get a good kick out of it. But hi, Biscuit Fister. I hope you're doing well. Can we get a shout out to Biscuit Fister in the chat? Lovely bean, not just for their name, but their good soup and good company. I wish I could buy you a salad and a wife. Me too, Rush. Me too, Rush. I went to Walmart and tried getting a salad. It's the 13 bucks, so I walked out without the salad. Very sad. Does anyone else feel weird that way, where they go into a store and they feel really weird and kind of sussed out with themselves for walking out without anything in their hands, without having bought anything? They just walk out and they're like, oh, okay. Wasn't what I wanted, wasn't the price I wanted. Feels really weird going into a store and being like, oh, there's this thing. Nah, I don't want to spend money on that. And then you just walk out and leave, and that's what I did. That's what I did when I went to Walmart. I'm like, well, this is weird. This is strange. Especially at a Walmart too, of all places. Look, that's the thing too. When you look at something and see, oh, that's a bit expensive, and you're in a fucking Walmart. What kind of fucking world do we live in, man? Went to Walmart and a salad was too expensive for me. A salad. Not that I'm really going to salad for a Walmart. Not that I'm going to Walmart for a salad specifically. But it's just more of the principle. What the fuck? Excuse me, Rush? Rush, what on earth? Is everything going okay there, dude? I walked into Walmart, ripped open a pack of diapers, and walked out with only one. Rush, you're like the life hack genius of like anyone that goes shopping. You know how you I could actually see it now. If you want to do like, if you ever want to go into like skits or something, do one in like VR chat or something. Do one where it's like, here's a life hack on going to Costco. Here's a life hack for going to Walmart. Here's to get some bang for your buck for diapers. Go in and rip up. That is rancid. How about this? If you don't do the skit, I'll do it. I have no fear. I have no fear. I have no shame. Those emotions went away rather quick years ago. Jesus Christ, what have I done? What am I doing with my life? Arnar! Also, hi, Biscuit Fister again. I love saying your name. It's so fun. Salads at Walmart are C tier?
Salads at Walmart are C tier.
Yeah. Look, here's the thing, too. Here, hold on. I'm also... This isn't just Walmart, but Costco, too. I'm a little disappointed in the quality of food that's come out recently. I went to Costco yesterday because I wanted to, like, get a bunch of veggies. And they just had happened to finally have asparagus in stock. I've wanted to try cooking asparagus for a bit. Not because I specifically want my pee to smell, but it's a bonus, I guess. You know, not my thing, but hey, whatever people like. But it's more of the point. I had gone to get some asparagus, and the shit had been, like, packaged since July 25th. And it didn't show, like, an expiration date, and I looked it up, like, when's the best time for you to eat asparagus by? And they're like, oh, a week or two from when you get it at the store. And it's like, it's sitting in the store for a week or two! So I was a little sad about that. Why is it just specifically, am I thinking too hard about, like, the quality of asparagus, per se? Like, I don't know, man. I'm a little sad. I wanted to try making asparagus. Luckily, the green beans were fine. The Brussels sprouts were fine. But I've been worried about, like, the quality of the food recently. What's been fucking going on? Farmers markets offer good quality food produce at decent prices. Honestly, I might have to find a good farmers market near me. That'd also be pretty good. And also, I forgot to say as well, thank you, Dragon, for the 200 bits. And thank you, PJ, for the gifted sub. I appreciate that as well. Sad breadsticks. Enjoy access to the floatiest emotes, and I hope your breadsticks aren't sad. Are they like Olive Garden breadsticks? I'm gonna be honest, guys. I have a hot take. Olive Garden breadsticks really aren't as great as people make them out to be. I get it's free, unlimited bread at the end of the day, okay? The breadsticks at Olive Garden really are not as great as people make them out to be. They're really not. They're really not. They're too salty. They're too salty. I get they're unlimited. It's pretty good to fill up on them, but they're just too salty for me. And that really kills it for me. I'm not even trying to be... What is it? A prune? Prude? Prune? I don't fucking know. Same thing. I'm gonna become a prune at some point. I'm already a prude as is. Also, thank you, Dragon, for another gifted sub. I greatly appreciate it. We got the next level of the hype train. I don't know what to do for it, but... Let's go! Let's go! I don't know. How about this? I'll put on my fursuit head. Why not? I'll put on my fursuit head for however long the hype train keeps going. You guys like fluffy, floaty dog. Even though he's not floaty, he's just fluffy and still needs to be cleaned, but I've been lazy about that. You know how that be. Let's go! No, how about this? How about I wear it like this? I can't actually see what's going on right now, so... I don't really know what's going on. Am I wearing this right? I can't see a goddamn thing. Do people wear their heads like this? I remember there was like a craze of people that like instead of wearing their fursuit head, they just like have it sitting on the top of their head like this, and you just barely see their eyes because like the top of it would be covered. It's like, dude, just wear your fursuit head. But here, how about this? I'll go like this. Oh wow, look, I'm so cute. Oh, I'm so lovely. Oh, I feel so much better already. Looking at me and being like a cutesy puppy dog. Why do I have... There you go. Look at me and seeing a cutesy puppy dog. This makes me happy. No, this is the serotonin boost I needed, okay? Mega neck. But yeah. Fluffy, poofy, floaty dog. That's like the J-Rock band. Oh my god, I've been listening to, What band released a new... Oh my god. Hoo-Ya Extended released a new single recently. Fucking banger. They're the ones that did the second opening to Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1. You know, the one that's like super hardcore rock? Not the one that Eve did. Eve is still pretty good. But the second one they did. Hoo-Ya Extended. That's like my favorite J-Rock band. God, I love it. God, I love J-Rock. Probably like one of my favorite subgenres. Also, hi, Snibs. We love Snibs. I hope you've been doing well, by the way. Why am I purple now? See, this is what happens when my camera lighting gets all sorts of off. It's just like yang 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 yang. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. This stuff about food quality concerns are happening around the world. I managed to have McDonald's after 2 whole years of diet, and it tasted horrible, way worse than it already was. Yeah, I remember when McDonald's was pretty good. I remember also, as like a New Englander, I remember when Dunkin' Donuts was good. Anyone used to be an OG Dunkin's fan? I remember as a kid, the egg sandwich is fucked so hard. And now I go to Dunkin' Donuts and half of it is like energetic like teas. And I'm like, what happened? Where's the coffee? A coffee latte? Why is it like 1,100 calories? What happened? I wondered how they do a whole concert in fursuit heads. Oh yeah, there's like Man with a Mission too. I also love their music too. They're one of my other favorite J-Rock bands. They actually collaborated with Zebrahead. So you know what? It fucks. The song that they did with Zebrahead fucks hard. It's good. I like it. Funk Dunkin' only Krispy Kreme. There is no local Krispy Kreme to me, sadly. I wish there was, otherwise I'd be there so much more often. Ugh. Haven't heard anyone mention Zebrahead in ages. See, here's the thing. I'm not necessarily a fan of Zebrahead. Like, I listen to some of their songs here and there, and that's good and all. I mainly got introduced to them through Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. When they did the cover of His World, there was like, yes, yep, yeah. You know it, Mark. Literally, there is a specific cover that they did. Not like the slower one. There's like a faster paced, heavy rock version of His World that they did. That was so good. Oh, that's what you meant by MWAM. Man with a Mission. I didn't know what the acronym stood for, okay, Dragon? I didn't. I also learned that there's another acronym that kids have been using nowadays, or at least the majority of the internet has, where it's basically like stick your finger in the butt twin or something. And I'm like, what the fuck is this acronym? And it literally stands for, it's like, stick your finger in the butt twin. I'm like, you know what? If I ever need to go back into some sort of actual job, I feel like I'm gonna do fine. Start digging in your butt twin. SDIYBT. I had my sister was sending me that out of context. SDIYBT. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And then they sent me a TikTok. And it stands for start digging in your butt twin. This is not a boomer moment. I promise you that. I have never had such a lack of hope for the next generation. I have never, ever had such a lack of hope and been like, genuinely, we are fucked.
until I saw that. Genuinely, if we haven't already, we are fucked beyond belief. Okay, if that is a thing that is hip with the kids now that they are saying, SDI, YBT, we're fucked. That's it. That's just it. You know, that's all I can really do is pour one out and live the best life I can for the time that we have left, okay? So the dog goes back there. Is this gonna saturate now? Why am I purple again, man? The room is pink! It's not purple, it's pink! I put on my glasses. That was fun though. I needed that little bit of a little bit of a serotonin boost, honestly. I really needed it. First time seeing Beta Live now that I have speedy internet. Well, fair enough. Hey, you know, good internet is good. It's really life-changing. No amount of new, what is it? No amount of new routers will ever be better than a new internet speed. A friend of mine sent me half a dozen eggs being sold at $15.70. Yeah. Yeah, that checks out, honestly, too. That absolutely checks out. My sides, Beta, my sides. I have done nothing. I'm so sorry. But if I'm making you laugh so hard, I'm so sorry. I can stop talking for a bit if it's easier. The only thing I'm quite proud of about the younger generations is that they aren't wasting money on gambling like the elders. This passed on the news recently in Las Vegas has a risk of going bankrupt. See, part of me wants to say a snarky response of like, yeah, no shit, younger generations aren't gambling. They can't gamble. They legally cannot gamble. But I get what you mean. However, I feel like a lot of things have shifted more so. There has been at least more of the trend that I've seen recently is I guess like the big gaming things being like, you know, CS cases, which still is technically gambling. So it's also a thing, you know, things don't die out, they evolve. Struggles don't die out, they evolve, they shift with time. You know? I lived a majority of my life without an online presence. Good. Online presence is one of those things that can really, really affect you, especially at a younger age. I know, like, social media is a thing that's more and more accessible, but, like, it's a little scary to see that people have access to the internet and an access to following at such a young age. It's really concerning, actually. Also, hello, Opal. Gotchas, too. I don't really play many gotchas, really, at all. Like, at all. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Also, how you doing, Oscar? Hope all is well with ye on your end. Internet is recognized as basic human right. Yeah. I mean, to the extent that it is, you know, with all the data and information that's saved on it, it's kind of like library, too. Young people getting followed, obtaining a following at a young age is disastrous. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like diarrhea. Yeah, it's a reverse fart. Have you not had a reverse fart happen before or anything like that? Have you never had that before? Even for me as well, I didn't really get much of a following until I was like, say like 19, 20 or so. So I was like an adult, but obviously things were still developing. But hey, eventually you get some sort of you get a little bit of closure with that on your end of just like realizing what is worth the time, what isn't worth the time. No following until 19 or 20. An adult. Yeah. And that's the thing too. It's all subjective. Also, hi Timber. Hope you're doing well on your end. I mean, you're 2 hours late. We're only like an hour 20 into the stream. I also don't know how long I'm going to be streaming today. I don't know what necessarily the plan is, but I've had a good time just kind of like yapping and chatting and hanging out with you guys. It's been really fun. It's been really cathartic. Just having this open session of yapping. So I guess the plan for videos, don't really know. Just kind of Doing things one little bit at a time. Whatever the next big thing is that I want to talk about. That's really it. What would mini beta say about the beta of today? They think that beta of today is either a loser or really cool. Or is like living the dream of being able to finally be like a YouTuber full time. Which in some ways, you know, it's a blessing. In some ways, it's, you know, not everything's perfect. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, it's harder for me to be a streamer than it is a 9-to-5 job. Like, no, it's obviously a benefit. It's great. It's awesome. But it's also like, you know, nothing's perfect. Privacy isn't really a thing. Expectations aren't really a thing. It's a mix of a lot of things. Yeah, there's a thing for me when I even... Also, thank you for whoever gifted a tier 2 sub to Rush. Rush? Hello? I shit myself. Was expecting something along the lines of doo-doo to come with that message. Thank you for the gifted sub to Rush. I greatly appreciate the tier 2 gifted sub. Rush, you have access to a specific set of emotes, too. I don't even know what my tier 2 emotes are anymore. I gotta look into that. I gotta look into what specifically I have for that and what I can change around with that. Because I'd love to get some more tier 2 and tier 3 emotes at some point. Because I think that would be nice to have some differentiation with it, too. I ship myself, sorry, what? I don't know, man. I forgot what I was talking about, too. You do this full-time? Yeah, I do all this full-time. Engineering career. I went for the job, I went for the degree. I graduated in the middle of COVID, and no one was hiring because it was COVID. Just like no one's hiring now. And so I had the opportunity to do this, not just streaming, but like YouTube stuff and Twitch stuff and in general content creator stuff through Furry. And I decided to gamble on it, and I've been doing it for like 3 years ever since then. 3 years at this point, nearly 4. Pretty much started. I mean, I did stay with my folks for a bit, especially, you know, during COVID. Just moved back home, figured my shit out. And then I started, I'd say like summer. 1st of July was my first day that I moved into my new apartment. And so I'd say right now it's been about like a year and a month, give or take. It's pretty cool. Full-time content creator or full-time furry? I would say a full-time content creator. I know it's hard to say like, oh, it's adjacent to the furry thing. I'm not fully a furry content creator. Like, that's where my niche is. I have talks about things that aren't furry related on streams, and I think a lot of folks come by not just for the furry stuff, but because of the personality or vibe. At least I'd like to hope. But, you know, at the end of the day, everyone's going to fulfill a niche, and that's just kind of what it's going to fit into, and breaking out of a niche into something new is very, very tricky to do. Especially when you're kind of in one specific thing. But even still, I'm happy with what I'm able to do. I wouldn't do it if I didn't want to. Wouldn't do it if it wasn't feasible either. You know, I've thought about that too, of like eventually if things do move on, what do I want to do? I'd honestly want to go for a job that, you know, is more so like paying comfortably and still kind of focus my time and efforts on this. You know, because I think at the end of the day, this is like my hobby and like dream passion thing turned into a job and a career to some extent. So it's really different. It's really weird to look at it that way. But it's also like, even if it does end up getting to the point where I can't feasibly support myself doing this, I still want to do it. I still want to make YouTube videos. I still want to stream. I still want to talk about things. I still want to tell stories. I still want my videos to hopefully have some solace or comfort for folks that want to watch it. So yeah. And also thank you, Loix the Fur. I greatly appreciate the sub. Welcome to Life Jacket Squad. Enjoy the emotes. Give me some life jackets and 88 hearts in the chat. I appreciate it. I mean, work-life balance is almost as important as salary. Too bad the former is all too elusive these days. Yeah. Work-life balance is definitely tricky. It's one of those where I've genuinely made like strides and efforts to do better with, instead of like being the content creator that like sleeps till 4 p.m. or something and wakes up just in time for stream and then goes to bed at 5, 6, 7 a.m. or something. I don't like doing that anymore. I like sleeping at a pretty decent time and waking up at a pretty decent time. Like if I sleep till noon or even 11 on some days, I feel bad because it's like, oh wait, I wasted a good chunk of my day
either being able to respond to emails or send messages. You know? It's just weird that way. It's different. Grilled cheese? I want a grilled cheese. I haven't had a grilled cheese in a while. But also just kind of going on my way to make or get cheese means that it's going to go bad at some point. I got frauded and I lost $3,000. Should I still get that fursuit? I would say talk to your bank about that or whatever you pay the thing through to see if you can get that money back. Because I think that's very, very important to do. I would still make sure, you know, assess your finances and all that. Don't go in on something that you just do not have the money for either. Just keep that in mind. That's all I recommend. I'm very sorry to hear that, you know, you experienced fraud and you're dealing with that. Hopefully your bank is able to help you out with that, or your payment provider, whatever you end up using. I mean, if it's PayPal, good luck. But also, you know. I love the late night schedule. I work second shift in manufacturing. I get off at 2 a.m. I don't know if I'd be able to do that. I have a couple of friends that have, like, late night shifts and then, like, sleep during the day. I don't know if I could do that necessarily. I feel like my whole schedule would be out of whack, and even, like, time off whenever I'm on, like, the weekend or something not working, it would be very different. Very tricky for me to really kind of manage, get to parties, do things at the right time, etc. I'd love a job, but nowhere is hiring. And when places are hiring, they don't get back to me. Yeah, because they're usually going to end up hiring the HR person's second cousin's friend who's not qualified for the position. Not to say that you're not qualified for it. It just kind of comes down to, a lot of times, just connections. Good old nepotism. Yeah. Yeah. Nemo babies. I like Finding Nemo. That was a good movie. Entry-level positions, retail and fast food. Even then, yeah. It's tricky. It's sucky. So sad. I'm sorry to hear, though. But just keep looking. Just keep trying. That's all you can really do. That's the best advice I could give for something like this, too. Because I myself wouldn't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start as is. But yeah, it's always someone in the area with 8 years experience in retail that they choose instead. That too. That too. Yeah, I know, Nova. Don't need to spam the message. Brand of iced tea. Arizona. The best kind. A good old Arnold Palmer. We love me the old Arnold Palmers. Whoa. My stream glitched for a second. Is everything okay on the Twitch end? I think what I'm going to do is hang out for a little bit longer. Don't really feel like doing specifically anything today, besides maybe recording that video later, so I think we might end up wrapping up things sooner than I thought, but I'm happy to still chat and vibe with you guys for now. And I think this weekend, especially Sunday, I'll be like brainstorming ideas for what I want to do specifically on each day of stream, which is a lot easier now, because I don't have any other roadblocks getting in the way of the Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. And I want to maintain that, especially before going to Megaplex. Because Megaplex is happening, I think, in like 3 weeks or so from now. I am not ready for it, but doesn't mean I'm not going to try to be ready for it. I think that's the thing, too. As much as I've been, like, kind of paralyzed with, like, how much I need to do with, like, the understanding of, like, oh shit, I gotta get this done, oh shit, I gotta get that done, oh shit, I want to do this and that. I'm still gonna do it. Still gonna do it. Not waste time. Not everything needs to be mentioned, you know, but if the time comes, I hope they understand. Don't know what that's reference to, but yeah. Oh yeah, Philadelphia. Isn't that happening? Is that happening the weekend before Megaplex, or when is that happening specifically? How did you come up with your name? I have a whole video on it on my channel. The Spiteful Story of Beta Eta Delota. It's a pretty fun story, pretty good time. I haven't seen W Place yet. I haven't really paid much attention to anything outside of
what isn't thrown on my face on social media. But yeah, I've enjoyed this nice, chill, friendly chatting stream. Apologies, I just don't have much to talk about. I think what I really need to do is kind of figure some things out with how I want to do these streams in the future. I'd love having activities, but it's also like whenever I don't, I just kind of yap on, which isn't bad. It still results in some fun things, but gotta come up with a better plan. I don't trust that platform, but that's me. I feel like it's risky with people doing the pixels near their locations. Yeah, that too. I'm especially weary about privacy nowadays, especially with all the ideas, or I guess practices now where they're trying to get you to give up your security or your anonymity. I think there was something with like Instagram now, or like posts automatically, you know, can like dox you or give your information up or give your location up if you have it set to track your location on your phone, which is fucking crazy. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But you just got to be even wearier nowadays about giving that information up. It's crazy. I don't like it, but this is unfortunately the world we live in. And also, hi, Wolf. I hope you're doing well today. Welcome on in. Can we get a shout out for Wolf in the chat? How you doing? How's your weekend going? If your weekend has started yet. If not, I hope it starts soon. Hope it starts soon. What's this asking for your ID to make sure you're over 18? Yeah. I heard there was something about that being rolled back, though. I'm not too sure about that. But we'll have to see how that works. Just went into Instagram when you saying that. Yeah. Give that a check if you haven't already on your phone. You know, with checking devices or location. It's pretty scary. Starting your weekend? Hell yeah. I'll probably be starting my weekend after this stream. I don't really have any big plans, so probably gonna wrap it up in like 5 minutes or so. I know it's kind of a short, chill stream. Apologies for that, chat, but, you know, still wanted to come by, say hi, check in, see how things were, and relax a little, hang out, yap. Somehow the age verification stuff hasn't gone to E6. It's only a matter of time. I think that's kind of what they're kind of going for, is really just trying to snuff out all the adult sites and all that. Not that that's necessarily, I guess, a bad thing to make it age verified, but it's just more of the point of like what else it entails with giving information over. Wasn't there a whole thing with like 23andMe too, where that information was held and kept on to and sold? That's fun. So fun. So fun. I'll just see you later, uncertified dummy. Thank you for stopping by. And thank you as well, Arden. But yeah, I think the big thing I'm looking forward to is, excuse me, is a party that I'm going to be going to this Saturday, a friend's birthday. Really excited to be able to socialize and hang out and meet new people, get outside rather than be a recluse for the weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. And then Sunday is going to be hopefully a new video. I don't know exactly what the title of it is, but it's definitely going to focus on the whole thing with conventions recently. With them being bigger, there's been an influx of like trash and crap left behind in like the social spaces, the hangout spaces. And I think it's more of like a nice informative discussion video on like how we can all do a little bit more to like clean up our mess and, you know, make it look clean and make it neater and tidier. I think that's realistically the best thing to do at the end of the day to kind of help, you know, conventions in a little way. Not just with like washing yourself, but even taking care of the spaces you exist in. You know, that's more of what it is. And I think that discussion is going to be really, really good. I don't know how well the video will do, and honestly, I don't really care. I would just rather get the discussion out there and see it as like an important video to discuss, important things to go over. So, yeah, that's more my plan. Bigger isn't always safer. I mean, bigger cons are going to be bigger cons. It's just a matter of, you know, having the attendees take care of the space too and not just kind of leaving things behind. I believe Uncle Coggin compared your stay at the hotel with being a guest at someone else's home. Yeah, that's a way to put it. You know, take care of the space.
Take care of the space that you are existing in. And I think I actually say that in the video, too. Just, like, pick up the shit, you know? Like, if you were at your friend's place, you know, you wouldn't leave shit lying around. You wouldn't leave crap lying around. And that's pretty much what the video is, in, like, ways of, even having, like, a volunteer program for attendees to pick up the trash around the space before the con, like, starts or something. I think that would be really, really nice. It would set a good precedent for the furry community, too, towards these other, like, hotels and, like, venues who are hosting them. Like, they'd probably be more than happy to, like, host them again in the future if there aren't, like, you know, things being destroyed or, like, trash being left behind. I know it's such a minimal thing for some at the end of the day, but it's still important. We gotta take care of the venues. I think there's some way that we can all kind of help things. One little life hack that I give in that video that I actually do for myself, and I think is a really, really good idea, is whenever you're going around a con, you know, take a little trash bag with you. I know for me, what I end up doing is, like, I take, like, a little plastic bag, like one of those disposable ones you get at, like, the supermarket or something, and I use that for, like, extra trash that I find around a con so I can, like, dispose of it more properly. Like, if I don't use it for something as is, I'll just, like, go around the con, pick up trash or crap, and then, like, toss it where you properly can. And that's pretty much, like, the best idea that I've used, and it's been very helpful with those who need a plastic bag or something. Also, no worries, Cantier. Sorry to hear about your YouTube account. Glad to have you come by. Hope you're doing well. But yeah. Positive models do set the standard. I mean, that's what I want to try to do. I don't really want to be... It's so weird to be seen as kind of like a figurehead in the furry community, and people have told me this directly. This isn't me trying to gas myself up. This is just what I've been told, whether objectively true or not. It's weird to be a figurehead, but it's also like... You know, I want to set a good standard from what I've learned, from what my parents and grandmother and family taught me, the good things that I've learned that I think everyone can kind of put into practice. As someone who is very lazy too, you know? There's some small things that can be done here and there that build up with time. You know, just good practices. It's the whole idea of, like, eating an elephant. You don't eat it all... You don't eat it all at once. You eat it one piece or one bit at a time. And the same thing can go for good practices or good habits to add on to with time. And then eventually you're adding more on, and then you're like, oh, hey, you know, I'm actually doing the thing that I want to be doing, or making the change I want to, making the difference that I want to. I consider you a figurehead in the fandom right now, alongside a few others, like PB is definitely up there. Don't know who PB is. Favorite personas? I do love free counts. I also want the big stick with the nail at the end to pick up litter. Ooh, those are really cool. I see those a lot in, like, cartoons. I'm like, what is that? And I want it. You just stab the trash and you put it in a bag. God, it's so fun. I want it. Just realized this is Pokemon music. Well, this is Walking Dog, but I think the theming is around, like, Pokemon specifically. But yeah. But either way, I think for me, I am kind of getting a little bit spent, a little exhausted, so I might lay down for a little bit, because it's been a weird day for me. But I think I'm going to wrap things up for now, and then, I don't know, I'll probably work on the next video. At the very least, you guys will have some videos out this week, and I have something coming out on the Boodles channel this weekend on Saturday for my first Peak playthrough. If you missed the VOD or stream for that, and you want to see me play through Peak, it's just, like, nice background noise. And then Sunday I should have a regular main channel video, so keep on the lookout for that. 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a good one based on the discussions we've had today. But other than that, I'm just kind of been recording more videos, trying to work on a few and get whatever the next projects are out there so I can keep working on the next ones. And, you know, eventually, I don't know. We have nothing to work on. That's kind of the plan. But either way, who can we go and send some love to? Who can we go and raid? Who's streaming? I think we can go and raid Frey. Frey's a good friend of mine. He's doing stream stuff now. He's playing another simulator game. He's good company. So let's go and send some love to Frey. What is Frey up to? What should the raid message be for Frey? Don't really know what the raid message should be, but just go and send him some love and support. That's all I could really ask for. That's all I could really ask for. let's see, /raid Frey v Frey. Really don't have a raid message. Just go and show him some love and support. Good friend of mine. Good soup. He's a good bean. Either way, I'm going to get going for now. I appreciate you all for supporting me and coming by to this stream. Sorry, it was kind of lackluster and I'm kind of today, but it's an off day. You know, we all have that, and I still wanted to have a good time, and I did. So thank you all so much for coming by. Keep on the lookout for new things in the future. Stream will continue on Monday. We'll probably end up doing either Brock the Investigator, or whatever it is that I wanted to go over, whether it's the Furry Gamer War thing, or whatever else might come up that I'm really looking to go over. I want to do more review-based stuff, so keep on the lookout for if we end up doing that. But as usual, I appreciate the company. You all are lovely. Have a good night. Take care. Life stay jacket. Treat people like people. And that goes for me. Please treat me like a person, not a figurehead. And that's about it.